Oh my god, what is this? It's former Yugoslavia, Europe's happiest family that never has drama. World War II, monarchy deposed, Tito, Yugoslavia. And like, see, this was the era when they really tried to push the notion of like pan-South Balkan Slavicism. Because at the end of the day, all these guys pretty much all get each other and they all like copy each other's cultures. Well, actually, it's more like these guys all get each other. Whereas these two are like the weird cousins that don't quite fit in. Speaking of which, two of these countries are actually part of the EU, whereas these are the areas that use the euro as their currency. We'll talk about the purple guy in a bit. These are the Eastern Orthodox areas, these are the Catholic areas, and these are the Muslim areas. Now let's summarize all of them. Let's start with Serbia. Serbia has always kind of been like the centralized core of the whole kingdom and Yugoslavia thing. The capital was in Belgrade, and partially because they're the biggest and most populous out of all the countries. Today, Serbia has a dispute with Kosovo, which is mostly inhabited by ethnic Albanians, whom was supported by NATO, and they claimed independence in 2008, but today they're only recognized by about half of the UN. And today it's kind of like a standstill. There is a border checkpoint. But aside from all that, Serbians are huge party animals. In fact, Belgrade was voted like one of the largest party cities in all of Europe, and like they always have their parties on splavs, which are like these river venue things. Next, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia is the most complicated one because they have three legally constituent people groups: the Bosnians, Croats, and Serbs, and they even have their own constituent three presidents. About half the population is Muslim. They were the people that converted most during Ottoman times. And you would think the country is landlocked, but they have a small 12-mile long coast on the Adriatic. Speaking of which, Croatia. Croatia is basically Serbia's biggest rival, like in everything: sports, water polo, ideology. And because they have a coast on the Adriatic, their culture has always been more seafaring based. They eat more seafood. And throughout their history, the whole Dalmatian coast was under some kind of form of like Latin influence, so you see that a lot in their country as well. Slovenia. Here's the thing: no matter how much all the other siblings are fighting, they can all agree that Slovenia is kind of like the rich, snobby sibling who'd rather drink wine and try to be more like Austria. They were the richest in Yugoslavia, and they never really wanted to get involved in any of the drama. They were just like, we just want to ski in our beautiful mountains. You guys go crazy. Also, their language is hard to understand because they have like weird grammar. They have like singular, double, and triple possessive adjectives. What? Montenegro. The stereotype is that Montenegrins are basically lazy, sleepy Serbians. They were so lazy, it took them until 2006 to finally break away from Yugoslavia when everybody else did it in like 1991. And the thing is, they actually like owning that stereotype. Like they have a 10 commandments of laziness and they have a lazy Olympics. No, but for real, they really do have their own distinct, unique culture aside from all the other neighbors. And they're just the chill country. Finally, North Macedonia, in my opinion, the most underrated out of all these countries. The reason why they're called North Macedonia is because they had an argument with Greece over the word Macedonia, so they had to change it. They basically have the same language as Bulgarians, and Bulgarians consider them West Bulgaria. And yeah, Macedonians will tell you about how their country has its problems, but on the surface at least, it's very beautiful. And honestly, some of the best people in the Balkans I've ever met, Macedonians. North Macedonians. But like at the end of the day, no matter how crazy things get, no matter how much they hate each other, the moment you bring out the rakia, they all become one person.